I'm Eric Law. I went to the University of Denver and I played professional lacrosse for the Denver Outlaws. These gloves are the Command Pro 2s. I really like them. They're extremely comfortable when you put them on. They almost feel like you don't have anything on. I really love the low profile cuff that we have here and kind of the floating one they have for some extra protection. Great flexibility and breathability at the top of the glove. And then the palms, it's just so smooth. Once you put it on the stick, it feels like it's just your natural hand right on the stick.
Life is about moments. If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question: did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quaid?
See ya!
Right at it. Oh! He's done it again!
So whatever you're gonna do, claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
And good evening, happy Friday night. It is the nightcap. We're here at La Costa Canyon High School, Southwestern Lacrosse Conference Tournament, presented by Harvest Small Business Finance, A little winded, Coach, from running up the stands. This is Matt Holman and Mike Allen. Coach Mike Allen, head of coach of UC Santa Barbara, is next to me. Coach, your outlook on this game coming up?
I'm curious to see how it goes in terms of tempo. I think a lot will depend on which team is able to be more successful at the face-off dot. Grand Canyon would be content to sort of grind out a long possession, efficient type of game, whereas Concordia, I think, would like to run and play a little bit more up-tempo. So we'll see. Whoever's able to control face-offs and ground balls will be in control of the pace, and we'll see how it plays out.
There you have it. That's pretty solid. Again, it comes down to face-offs. In the earlier game, we saw a pretty initially lopsided face-off contest. Arizona State coming up with most of those, and then Chapman seemed to find a groove. I'd say in the fourth quarter, though. It wasn't until then that they really started to make it messy and make it a little more questionable.
Right. Yeah, that was sort of a case of face-offs being a misleading stat. Arizona State dominated face-offs, but Chapman was able to be very efficient with the ball and held a 3-goal lead at the half and kind of kept that cushion the whole game. ASU made a few runs, but wasn't able to bring it any closer, and Chapman pulled off the, or got out with the 2-goal win to advance to the championship. And now in this game, we have what should be on paper pretty evenly matched face-offs. Smith for Concordia, McLafferty for Grand Canyon. So face-offs can always come down to just a matchup. One guy versus the other. Statistically, they might be similar, but when it comes down to 2 guys out there, on the draw, it could come out differently. So the one thing that I think is maybe a bit of an advantage for Grand Canyon is the wing play. Vicente and LeMay on the wings are 2 phenomenal athletes. And Concordia has Perry and Reed on the wings. It's, both teams have an outstanding 3-man group on the draw. So,
so
see how it goes.
There's your game within the game, folks. And it all starts right here. I think they forgot a game ball.
Gonna need that. Step 1, have a ball.
and our staff put them all out already. So that's a little tricky. Oh, no. Coach Ramkin wants a ball on his sideline, of course.
I see.
There's about 30 balls around the field. He wants 5 yards from. Well, anything to get the blood going. So here we are, opening face-off. This is the historic first ever MCLA game between the preceding year's 2 national champions. You're never going to see that again.
Yeah, that is a pretty rare matchup. And also 2 teams, if you recall, Grand Canyon transitioned from Division II to Division I in a similar way.
Correct.
From winning a national championship and moving into Division I and achieving a similar level of success. So Concordia has been able to jump into Division I and be competitive right off the bat with only 1 loss on the year to number 1 and undefeated Chapman.
So right there, just an unforced error. Can't really blame that on anything. Just a good check, I think, on the defender when the offender was making that pass. So GCU on the clear here. Again, a big thank you to Harvest Small Business Finance for being our main supporter this weekend. There's a shot and a goal. That's Jack Lamey, out of Camas, Washington, Union High School, with his first of the night, and he is, we'll find out tomorrow when the awards are announced, but he is definitely one of our top long stick middies in the SLC.
He is such a factor between the lines and in transition. That's, indicative of one of the strengths of Grand Canyon's team is their ability to run between the lines and push from defense to offense. And, Lamey broke free there, and he's got amazing speed. No matter how much you put it in the scouting report, how
you still have to stop him.
All caps, exclamation points. He will surprise you with his speed.
Right.
A little bit of slop on the face-off here. Getting the push going back to Concordia. Trying to read the long pole, getting harassed by Jordan Vicente, who's, like Lamey, a beast between the lines, incredibly fast. Talking to Coach Cooper before the game, he mentioned that a couple of his keys to the game, they wanted a fast start, to sort of set the tempo of the game, and they also wanted to be disciplined and not foul and not turn it over. So that first turnover is not the way you want to start, but there they get it right back.
Answer right back.
Yes, that's Jacob Aho with the goal on the inside goal. Nice drive around the goal. Inside roll to the right. Going to the TVX video replay here. Aho starts his dodge from the wing. Continues behind as they clear through for him. Little hesitation at X. Inside roll.
Just a nice tuck in the inside roll there.
Pulls it near pipe. Hookham came out a little bit. Tried to cut down angle, and Aho was able to pull it inside, so we're all tied up.
And those of you that don't know, Concordia does score a lot of goals.
Jackson Woodard pushing from behind. He has a ton of assists. When we scouted them a few weeks back, I wasn't sure if that was a misprint in the stat sheet, but he plays that role for them from X and has great vision. He's also a lot more aggressive as a dodger than we had expected when we played him a couple weeks ago. He will push the corner, which also creates some openings inside that he has a skill to take advantage of.
And you had the pleasure of playing him twice in 2
weeks. Yeah, that was.
I'll call it a scheduling snafu.
Well, this was actually the first year that we played that first round. Within the same division, so
it was an experiment.
That was sort of one of the reasons why we ended up facing them in short succession there, but. Definitely a tough matchup. They're very well balanced. Concordia is very well balanced on offense. Got a bunch of guys that can hurt you. Squeeze in there. That's a big save for Hookham on the inside shot there.
I think he's.
You got a procedure there, playing without a stick.
Okay.
Set up to clear.
I think he might have thought the young man lost the ball, so he stopped it. GCU.
So something to watch for in this game is the substitution patterns for both teams. Both teams are pretty particular about who they have playing settled offense. Now, Grand Canyon will push from defense to offense, but they're going to get their guys on as they settle up now. And Concordia will do the same. One thing to watch for is, subbing after an offensive possession and the ability of one team to be able to push
during that uneven, during that uneven time, sure.
Concordia will run some of their midfielders two ways, so Coach Rapkin was looking to take advantage of some of those guys.
Beautiful check.
Senior Jake Pence with a little trail check there from Cody Clark. And this is Connor Reed coming out of the pack with the ball, starting transition.
It's a good look.
Over to Woodard. There you go, Goodell.
Yep, Sean Goodell. A Lake Oswego High School, Portland, Oregon product. His first of the day.
Now Goodell is a classic finisher. Plays the crease role for Concordia, and in that possession, in that situation, he was hanging down low on the right-handed pipe. So here's the TVX replay. Reed with an excellent ground ball out of the pack.
Look at the space he got out of the first 10 steps.
He's got some wheels.
Interestingly,
Grand Canyon chose not to slide off of Jonah Rinaldi, who was the point man for Concordia. So Reed went down the side, and then the skip pass through to Goodell for the finish. Good battle here between Smith and McLafferty. Logan Perry, the wing player. He is a two-way midi for Concordia. Does a lot for them. It's a good matchup between him and Vicente athletically on the wing there.
This is the kind of game where you don't even want to announce.
Just let the play speak for itself.
Yeah, and we're not being disrespectful to the players, but this is just such a good game. There's no reason to talk over it. But if you choose, you may tweet at us at SLC Lacrosse, and we will get that Twitter feed up, or you can comment in the comment section. And wow! And that is Jonah Rinaldi that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, if you haven't seen him play before, that change of direction is
lightning quick.
Yeah. It's in person, that is something to behold. It's very low center of gravity, quick change. And they'll use some picks to try to set him up. That time they had a mismatch, getting the short stick on him, but he was unable to get a step, and the shot was deflected. And now it's Grand Canyon ball setting up for the clear. So far, neither team really putting a lot of pressure in the ride. I think the ability of both teams in transition is a deterrent to put some pressure on the ride. You sort of pick your poison, just opt to play 6-on-6 settled defense instead of trying to create maybe an uneven situation.
And this is exactly what you were just referring to about specific personnel. You just saw Cooper Snowbarger waving off people to sub out to get the exact set that they want. And Grand Canyon has been known to stick to their game plan quite well. So it's just a lot of game within a game action here. There's some chopping. There's some chopping.
It's a big matchup here. Wengreniuk is a strong left-handed dodger. That's a good skip. Tyler Schweikert, the freshman goaltender for Concordia, up to the task. And Cody Clark kind of read another big ground ball.
This. Oh, he hit the pipe. He hit the pipe. I tell you, I knew this would be attractive. I don't know. I love the fact that we have TVX video shooting this because they shoot in the high def, and I hope at home you're getting this. But this is a feast for the eyeballs. It's just back and forth, and it promises to be that way the entire game. Classic lacrosse.
You mentioned that Grand Canyon is very disciplined on offense. They're pretty scripted, but not in a boring way because they've got such a unique skill set with the Canadian influence in the offense. So they're looking for very specific looks, and they'll do whatever it takes, and they'll be as patient as they have to find those looks. But it's not boring because those guys can make outstanding plays. As demonstrated there by Wengreniuk ducking underneath. They sent a pick down for him. He ducked under, left-handed, able to finish under pressure, even bringing his stick back to his left hand and finishing in tight space.
Check out the replay here.
Here you go. They throw down Snowbarger, and they'll bring him down as if he's going to set a down screen as they showed before. When Greniuk, with his strength, just ducks underneath. Even as the slide's coming, he's able to squeeze that in with a low angle. We're all tied up. Here you see the speed of Laney from the wing there, just coming straight in for that ground ball. Good reaction to the ball coming loose on the draw. This is a matchup to watch here. As Grand Canyon worked its sub game here, they've actually got an advantage. Coming in from the box, back to Clark, skip through. Wow. Looking for the skip. They love that wing-to-wing skip between Wengreniuk and Clark, and that time they just didn't connect.
Didn't see the ball in the field. That's not going to work.
For the matchup to watch down low, you've got Wengreniuk, who's, as I mentioned, just a strong lefty, and the tall and lanky 6'5", 210 Cade Christensen from Salem Academy Christian up in Oregon. It's going to be a big-time matchup tonight. On the other end, this is the big matchup here between Rinaldi and Gruel. See number 21, Brandon Mayo, getting his first run of the night. He played attack for most of the year, and during Concordia's championship run last year, he was a starting attackman, and they're bringing him in from the midfield now, with Woodard playing the feeder role behind, and Mayo is a very dangerous lefty shooter and dodger for the Eagles. They've got the defenseman hung up now as DJ Hazel. Goodell looks to turn the corner. Good closeout. And they'll move it on. Here comes Mayo on a short stick. They're trying to force him to his right hand. He rolls back left with a good spin move. Runs out of angle. Back up top to Fisher. Brandon Mayo with the right-handed goal, going against the scout. So they're forcing Mayo to the inside there. They give him the middle of the field to take away his strong left hand. He takes it. And as we'll see here on the TVX replay, as the play sets up, Woodard skips the ball up top. Mayo catches it. They're allowing him to his right hand, but that's a very well-placed shot to the offside low corner. Mayo with the big finish. We've got a violation on Concordia's Smith there on the draw. That's his first one of the half. Something to keep an eye on. And we mentioned the substitution game before. Jordan Vicente is mostly a defensive midfielder for Grand Canyon, but he will stay on and play offense. He's incredibly athletic and skilled. So sometimes for matchup reasons, they will leave him out there. As that shot's deflected. Little goose. And that's something you have to be very careful of with Grand Canyon. Sometimes when the ball's on the carpet like that with some of their Canadian influence, those are the best possessions when it starts with some slop. So Concordia's got to be very disciplined and good about those ground balls and their defensive end. So we take a look at Concordia's first midfield line of Springett, Aho, and Perry. So they operate out of a 2-2-2 set. Aho down the wing, or down the alley, lefty. This is wide.
Sorry, Coach. I had to blow my nose. Can't do it on air. Woo.
Got the pick. Rinaldi looks to get topside. Not much angle there. Got the shot off, but missed it wide. They did get an advantage off that pick behind, so now they've actually got a short stick on Rinaldi and they're shutting him off. It's a hard guy to shut, though, as he just breaks for the ball with his quickness. Now they're looking to send the double quickly, but
there's a
nice cut.
Oh, no angle. That's a good trail check right there.
I think one of the things to watch also, besides Rinaldi, who on Concordia can make the Grand Canyon defense move.
Yeah.
You know, we saw Mayo on that last possession, you know, get a matchup, and they seem content to just sort of force him to his right hand and not slide. But some of these Concordia midfielders can really cause problems. Perry, Springett, Aho has already shown the ability to dodge and create a shot from up top. So you just...
Oh man. This might be a we're gonna converse. That I don't know if you saw that hit, Coach, but that was rather vicious. So we'll wait for the call here. All three saw something.
Couldn't tell if that was push from behind. They're going to call contact.
I think it was a little higher than that, but we'll listen in. Oops.
Illegal body check.
Oh, okay.
Got the illegal body check. So 1 minute with just under 2 minutes left. Concordia getting the first man advantage of the game.
Take a quick look at that. could have easily been, you know.
A little late, a little high, and they got him for it. So Concordia starting the 3-3 set.
Acrobatic.
That's Jonah Rinaldi.
Was it Rinaldi? Yeah,
Rinaldi, yes. He's very skilled in low angle there. He actually ducks under with a little face dodge, toe drag type of play. The check was there, but he maintained possession through the check. Kind of initiates this by carrying behind, as we're seeing on the TVX replay here. Gets a little hung up, keeps his stick up, looking to fake him out.
He just baited him.
Yep.
He just baited him with a slow walk, yeah.
His ability to finish at low angle is one of the strong points of his game, and that's on display right there.
So 4-2 in favor of the Concordia Eagles in the new green uniforms. Oh, there's a mishandle there. Roman Smith capitalizes, turns it back over.
Good pressure by GCU to get that back. But all right, so right now, as we mentioned before, we've got the long stick on the crease. He's going to hang out there, and they'll play offense around him if they like this matchup. Right now, they're sending a pick behind with Snowbarger for Wangreniak. Snowbarger has the short sticks. They're seeing if they can get a switch here, or even just a step for Wangreniak. Nice time check. That was interesting. I thought we were going to get a over and back call there.
I saw Rinaldi's foot tap that line rather quickly, but
you're an official, so you're gonna.
No, I mean, look how big that line is.
That is. But are we playing the white one? I think.
Yeah, but he definitely on the second swipe of the ball, his foot came up. So coming up on 15 seconds to go in this first quarter, and there's a quick goal. As we say it right there, that's number 10, Cody Clark, with his first of the night. Right after I spoke. You got a replay on that? TVX video crew coming up.
That's just a simple step down. Clark starts on the crease and kind of pops out to space. They lose him a little bit off ball. There's some confusion as they're trying to talk through the slides. Yeah,
nobody even saw him.
I think they recognized the mismatch or the matchup with Snowbarger on a shorty behind. They started talking through their slides, and all of a sudden Clark slips out into space, and he is a dangerous right-handed shooter, and put a low one by Schweikert there.
Just like that, it's a one-goal game. Roman Smith with the face-off win for Concordia. Crowd urging him on.
Short time. Perry's going to dodge the goal with a swing.
Wow.
Just misses wide.
That's great clockwork there.
It's good awareness, recognizing the urgency of the short time.
Just throw it in there and bat it at the goal. There it is. Uh-oh, we got a little fricas.
Little extracurriculars.
Yeah. So with that, we will step away for a moment, catch our breaths. That's one in the bag. Second of two Division I semifinals here at Costa Canyon High School. Concordia Eagles leading Grand Canyon Lopes 4-3 at the end of one. We'll be right back with more SLC tournament action.
I'm Eric Law. I went to the University of Denver and I played professional lacrosse for the Denver Outlaws. These gloves are the Command Pro 2s. I really like them. They're extremely comfortable when you put them on. They almost feel like you don't have anything on. I really love the low profile cuff that we have here and kind of the floating one that they have for some extra protection. Great flexibility and breathability at the top of the glove. And then the palms, it's just so smooth. Once you put it on the stick, it feels like it's just your natural hand right on the stick.
And we're back, and we're going to be going down to Alex Siegel from a field report. Alex, take it away. Oh, we got a little audio issue.
So I was in both huddles there. Offensively, Concordia is looking to dodge down the alley and pass it through X and look for the skip pass up top. They're also initiating a lot from behind. Once the ball goes on the end line, we're hearing them yell small, which is a big little pick at X. Concordia is actually Grand Canyon is actually doing the same thing on their offensive end, and you're seeing a two-man game at X, big, little, meaning long pole and short pole, setting picks for each other. Back for you.
Thank you, Alex. Sorry about that audio connection. Coach, your thoughts on the first quarter?
I think just as Alex mentioned, you're seeing both teams try to free up their big offensive threats. They're sending picks for Rinaldi for Concordia, and Grand Canyon is sending some picks for Wangrenniak, try to get some mismatches and some different looks there. So both teams have sort of been feeling each other out and trying to get their guys involved, and it's been a frenetic pace, but a great game so far.
It really has been a pace. So here we are, second quarter. Second of our Division I semifinal. Earlier, Chapman won over Arizona State, so they await the winner of this game for Sunday's championship, 145. This whole weekend's sponsored by Harvest Small Business Finance, so we thank them for their support. Oh, another pipe. Still a shot.
Springett able to hold on there. And Concordia going with a timeout to maintain possession. That was a well-timed timeout by Coach Cooper there, as it looked like Springett might lose that ball in a very vulnerable spot for transition.
All right, we'll step away and we'll come back with more SLC semifinal action.
Life is about moments. If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question: did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quaid? See ya! Right at it. Oh! He's done it again!
So whatever you're gonna do, claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
All right, we're back to live action here. Alex, what'd you hear from the sideline?
Coach Cooper had the offensive team, offensive players really fired up in that last huddle. He's really happy with their dodge down the alley and that look. Grand Canyon's a little slow to slide when Concordia's in their deuces set, so they're going to keep coming back to that. But do look for, on the end line, any big little opportunities when Concordia picks it up off the end line.
Thank you, Alex. Hey, Coach, it's all about matchups here.
Yeah, I think, when you look at Grand Canyon, the strength of their team being the long stick Lamy and the short stick Vicente, and if you're the other guy of that rope unit, you're going to get dodged on a lot. And so far we've seen, Kevin Regan up to the task as they're dodging on him again from up top. Aho with the shot wide. But you can see that's a matchup that Concordia is looking to go back to instead of going on some of those other guys. That means they're going to need a big night from Aho to lead the charge.
And a lot of times it's always the next guy in these games. Your key players have been scouted, re-scouted, and scouted so much that and the opponent schemes against them that you got to have a game from somebody that may not be, prominent on the scouting report.
Exactly. As a coach going into these games, you're looking to defend the knowns, meaning the guys you know about, the guys you have to take away. And there you go. We talk about Jacob Aho, who's, statistically the third guy on that offensive midfield line in terms of stats, but, he's been handling most of the dodging responsibilities for the Eagles so far. And after that goal, we actually see him with his helmet off walking off the field. So hopefully he's all right.
That's almost immediate, too. Not sure what happened there. Maybe we'll catch it on the replay here.
So you see the ball swings across the top here. Aho dodges on Regan down the alley, but he's able to duck back inside and get the stick to his,
right there.
Right hand.
Right at the end.
Right as he shoots it, he takes a shot.
That angle maybe might have got him right coming up high like that. So we'll see how that develops. Oh, interception here. Let's see if Grand Canyon, they're going to settle it down.
So that's some of that discipline from Grand Canyon, though. There was maybe a little something off that knockdown pass and unsettled situation, but you can hear the sideline shouting the instructions and getting things set up here for the offense. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a pass down, pick down here for Graniak. Now they show it, but they throw it opposite. Now they're going the other side. Setting up for Clark, dodging on Jake Pence, the senior defender. Trying to sell the call a little bit by the head bob there. That's the
little bit?
That's the old Casey Powell move. We've seen this before.
Oh, my God. Stick didn't come higher than his chest, but he threw the head back anyway. You just never know sometimes, though.
Oh, wow. Wayne Graniak, he is hard to stop going that way, especially when he's got the backhand as he's running on low angle there, getting to his left hand. He's a
crafty shot. And the goalie, better save, but wow, great action.
You've noticed Grand Canyon showing that look on both sides of the goal. Pass down, pick down for Clark coming up the field, up the hash right-handed, and Wayne Graniak coming up left-handed. So similar look on either side of the goal.
Two unique games we've had here so far, and we're not nearly done with this one, obviously, but the styles of play are really interesting. And it's like two completely different styles of the two semifinals we've had so far.
And this was the one I, honestly was a little more curious about to see how these teams would match up, because Chapman and ASU, I've seen those teams play plenty of times, and they've met in this situation plenty of times. But here we have a Grand Canyon team who's used to this, but a Concordia team who's coming off of a Division II national championship and has got some freshmen in the mix and some new players that weren't there for that title run last year. So to see these guys play under these circumstances, it's it's interesting to see how they respond, and so far so good.
DJ Hazel with the clear. He hands it to Angelo Bonte.
Vicente with the rip.
A local product out of East Lake High School in Chula Vista, just about 40 minutes south of here. Probably got some friends and family here. And again, if you're staying up late with us, We appreciate it. Appreciate the support of Harvest, Small Business Finance. And you can tweet us at SLC Lacrosse if you have a question for Coach Allen or myself. We will do our best to try to answer it. Appreciate the support of TVX Video, giving you these great angles with us all weekend. Nice check.
Great trail check. Lamy is 6'3".
Just nasty.
Seems taller on the field, but he's what we would put on the scouting report as a rangy defenseman.
Yeah.
Meaning he's got reach. He can get those trail checks when you think you have him beat. And that was a great example of that. And that's their game right there. Just as it looks like that ball might go out of bounds, Vicente saves it. Gattuso pushes down in transition, and Wengreniuk in space. Hard to stop with that much room.
Let's take a look at that. You got that replay? There we go. Oh, quick replay.
Yeah, we caught the finish there. So he sets that up well. You know, in transition, they're trying to defend space, and Christensen had to come out, and approach Wengreniuk, which is one of the hardest things to do because you're thinking take away his left hand. He pulled the string on a face dodge, brings it back to his left hand, and has that ability to, with low angle, to put that thing in the opposite corner. He's a very skilled, very potent finisher.
Wow, right off the mask. Oh. Crease violation.
Oh. Just cleaning things up. Grand Canyon pushing again.
GCU timeout, and with that, we will step away for a quick moment here, come back with a sideline report and more SLC tournament action.
I'm Eric Law. I went to the University of Denver and I played professional lacrosse for the Denver Outlaws. These gloves are the Command Pro 2s. I really like them. They're extremely comfortable when you put them on. They almost feel like you don't have anything on. I really love the low profile cuff that we have here and kind of the floating one that they have for some extra protection. Great flexibility and breathability at the top of the glove. And then the palms, it's just so smooth. Once you put it on the stick, it feels like it's just your natural hand right on the stick.
And we're back, and our man on the sideline, Alex Eagle, was down listening to the GCU huddle. Alex, what do you got for me?
In the GCU offensive huddle, Coach Rapkin's drawing up a play here. I heard the word pick at least 5 or 6 times, so you're going to see a lot of picks on the ball here. Adversely, in the Concordia defensive huddle, you're hearing them on the field talk about pick right, pick left, get through. So you can expect their pulls on Concordia to get through screens, and it will definitely put a lot of pressure on their goalie to make saves.
Thank you, Alex. Coach?
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing the strategy from both teams with lots of on-ball picks, and the communication, as Alex alluded to, for the defensive squads is imperative, especially if you want to maintain matchups. I mean, you're not trying to switch a short stick onto Wengreniuk or Clark for Grand Canyon or Rinaldi for Concordia. So you're going to try and maintain those matchups. The only way to do it is to get through those picks. So communication is essential, and see if they're able to handle it.
Some news from around the MCLA with so many conference championships on the line this weekend and invites to the national tournament, or national championship, powered by Under Armour. You see this develop here. Over in the RMLC, Utah and Colorado have won their semifinal game, so they'll square off in their finals. So that'll be an interesting little reunion of the two.
Good lift there. That's Hank Bass, the La Costa Canyon alum, with a nice lift check there to get the ball loose.
Oh, what a bounce. I mean, if it's going to go.
We have a player down on the side over here that appears to be Graniak. I see looks like a broken stick too, so I'm not sure
how he did
how all this happened here. But he is down behind the play.
So with that, we will step away. We'll come right back, give you a report on how this turns out.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County and finished up at University of Maryland, College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. This is the Under Armour Banshee. It's the mid-level lacrosse cleat. What I like about it is it's got a low cleat feel, but with the protection of a mid to high cleat. I'm usually a guy who likes to protect my ankles, but I don't like to lose the mobility and feel like I'm wearing a heavy cleat. UA Banshee, untouchable, unstoppable.
Coming back from the injury timeout on the field, Concordia will have the ball in the offensive end. We're all even. The score is 5-4 Concordia with 6:58 left in the second quarter. As you see, Graniak for Grand Canyon being helped off the field. Hopefully he is all right and will be able to return to action tonight. See what kind of play, obviously an injury timeout is still a timeout, so Concordia had the chance to talk this through. Setting a pick up top. Looked like more of a diversion there to try to throw down and get a recut off send the picker on the cut. Now we're picking down for Rinaldi. He's very skilled off of these, dragging up, getting the short stick matchup. This is what they want. Expect a slide quickly from Grand Canyon here. As Rinaldi shoots left-handed wide. If you're playing, broadcast bingo at home, if you chose on-ball picks, we've had a busy night so far. Perry with the sweep and hook him up to the challenge. It's a tough shot to pull, high to high going across the middle of the field on a sweep like that. Nice cross-field pass there. Grand Canyon is struggling to get guys back on sides. Now they can go over, but they mishandle the pass. Snowbarger with a good pickup. They're going to be late in the clock here, even as they carry over. Nice effort on the ride there, but Concordia. But Grand Canyon able to step in the box and settle things up here. We got the long stick hanging out on the crease. Looks like number 22. Spencer Tate is filling in at attack for Grand Canyon. He's in for Cameron Graniak. We'll see how that changes things here. We just saw the same down pick, down screen that we've seen so far this game. That time it was Cody Clark coming over the top. Sideline shouting out instructions. One of the most difficult things with injuries during a game is making those adjustments. The things that happen during the week where you have a practice or two to talk things through and mix up your personnel and get different people in different spots, those are much easier to handle. But something in-game, especially with a player that's so central to your game plan offensively as when Graniak is, it's a big challenge to adjust on the fly and change what you do. Concordia with a chance to run here. You've got Connor Reed sprinting down the middle of the field. Logan Perry with a little bit of space. Throw down the side, look for the trailer. Oh, and Concordia's offside. That's going to be coming back the other way. Thought we had a timeout there by Concordia, but that's coming back. Grand Canyon ball. Just over 4 minutes left in the half. Now Grand Canyon is coming in pretty close with the offside middies getting back on sides on the clear. They're stretching pretty far, and as the ball reverses, they're getting close to being offsides a couple times there, but so far so good. Harrison Ortiz with a dodge down the right-handed alley. Saw no slide there from Concordia, so trusting that matchup. Snowbarger drawing a double team. Concordia gets the ball loose, but again, this is Grand Canyon can be very dangerous in these scrums. This is a battle. Connor Reed again, big ground ball. Wow, big finish from Goodell. And the celebration on the celebrations. That's a big energy play right there. You kind of felt that 50-50 ground ball could go either way and create something for either team. So for Concordia to come out with that big ground ball on the wing.
Take a look at that TVX video replay. Just a lot of action.
Reed with the ground ball, forcing the middle of the field, finding the open Goodell, and that low angle, low to high, drops a stick low to get the goalie to...
You dip that shoulder and you get the goalie to commit, yeah.
Give him a little room up top, and then the celebration towards the sidelines there. Concordia's sidelines was erupted after that goal. You had a feeling that was a big energy goal for them, and Grand Canyon with the face-off win here with an opportunity to sort of change momentum right back as there's 3 minutes left, and Concordia with a 2-goal lead. Couldn't see how that shot didn't make it to the goal there, but the player down, the refs called time. Vicente, you can see there, I mentioned before, he's a defensive midi, but he's so athletic, so fast that he'll dodge an early offense and can create there. He got over the top and let one fly on the run. I couldn't quite tell how that got deflected, but didn't make it to the cage. Grand Canyon maintains possession, gets their offensive personnel on, and gets things set up. A good matchup here. Cody Clark on Jake Pence. Snowbarger going back. They've used him a lot tonight as a picker. Cody Clark, big sweep. You've seen Grand Canyon. They will pick at X. They will pick on the wings. They will set multiple picks on the same sweep or dodge. That's the game plan. And they create a lot off of it. Not just for the dodger, but they will create some slips and throwbacks and opportunities for skip passes down low, and it's an essential part of their game plan. And Concordia so far has done a pretty good job communicating and maintaining matchups.
And you heard Alex Eagle before say he heard pick 5 times in a 40-second timeout. So.
I feel like that's pretty much all we've talked about tonight is picks. So Snowbarger with the take from up top.
I think the Chapman staff's scout will be, okay, so we're going to be covering picks today.
Yeah, whichever team you're scouting, you're talking about picks and matchups. And
yeah.
It's a nice double team by Concordia there. On the drive by Tate, I think we have
No, it was 4 white. It was 4 white. I mean, you can't turn your head in this game right now.
No, I know I've said it before, but Grand Canyon on loose balls and offense off of ground balls, they do a great job of getting off the ground and finding open space and triggering a play right off a loose ball. So you get a double team here. It looks like advantage Concordia. They struggle to come up with a GB, and all of a sudden, ground ball.
Unbalanced field.
Yeah,
boom,
unbalanced field
backside.
pass to Cody Clark, and he's going to finish that one all night. So
I've got him for 2 so far. I might have missed an early goal, but I have him for 2. Unofficially, folks, unofficially. Don't crucify me. 1:23 to go. 1:21, excuse me, to go in this second quarter.
Little tie up on the draw here. Got a flag down. So they're calling the in-home for White.
Let's hear what the call is.
So that's the third violation. Third face-off violation.
Sorry, Coach.
So the in-home will serve it, and Concordia goes up for 30 seconds.
By the way, Andrew, 27 minutes on the end of this play, I'm going to change the battery.
Run the clock to 119, please. 119. Stop it. Start it. There we go. Just making sure we had the clock right, folks. 2 seconds means a lot here.
Watch for they're putting some pressure on here, so they're kind of
an unforced error, but that's going to stay. That's going to stay. This new turf slowed it down.
I was going to give my scout on the Concordia man up here, but a little bit of pressure from GCU thwarted the play, so I won't tip their hand here. But watch for Mayo with the big shot from the wing.
Wow, he put some heat on that ball.
I thought he had a little bit of a window the last time he touched it before that, and he felt some space there and let it go. Now we're back to even. That was a good disruptive play for Grand Canyon early in that man up to just create a little bit of pressure and get them out of their initial set. They went to just a 3-3 freelance, and Mayo with the low angle shot wasn't able to get really what they wanted out of that. We got a tweet from MCLA Tournament 18. Does CUI Concordia remind you at all of Grand Canyon when the Lopes starting to emerge as a contender? And I think it's a similar story. Got a loose ball push behind the play. Similar story with both teams, is winning a D2 championship and moving to D1, and everybody's sort of waiting to see how competitive those teams are going to be in their first year. There we go. Wow. It's a big blast from Spring it up top.
I got to see that replay.
But I think the answer to the Twitter question is absolutely. So far this season, Concordia has wins. As we watch the replay here, I'll let this play out. So off the restart, Grand Canyon tried to shut off a little bit. Aho makes a tough handle, draws the help, spring it from the wing. Just a quick throwback and a sidearm to high shot. But the point is, Concordia is absolutely a contender. I think if you're watching them for the first time and you're You know, you're looking at their schedule. They only have one loss in the regular season to #1 Chapman by 1 goal, and you know, win over New Hampshire, who's a contender from the PCLL, and right, absolutely, with a lead at halftime over the defending Division I national champions. You have to say Concordia is an absolute contender and a well-played half.
Yep. And this is everything and more. I agree with you. Earlier you said you're kind of looking forward to this one, and as am I. So we're going to step away, catch our breaths. We got a couple updates before we do. Just around the MCLA, the WCLL semifinal. Cal Poly leads Santa Clara 6-1, and as we get some more reports and such, we'll let you know. We'll be back with more SLC tournament action, sponsored by Harvest Small Business Finance.
As long as I can remember, lacrosse was probably the most important thing in my life.
To have something like that follow me along all the way through my college and have it associated with my friends and my family and everything that I've done is what it kind of means to me.
I've seen it create opportunity for a ton of different guys, and the opportunities it's created for me to see success and to learn.
It really teaches you hard work, dedication. You know, it's something that I want to keep with me.
All right, guys, let's have a good time today. Possession!
When my priorities started to change and lacrosse couldn't be as big a part of my life as it had been, I found that officiating was a way for me to stay involved with the game, but it provided a lot of flexibility, me setting my own schedule, but I could still be around the game.
It's another step, and it's another segue to still staying involved and also having that balance, because, you know, it's hard having that work-life balance. And where officiating, I can do that on the weekend. I can do that after my work. And it's still giving me that, I guess, camaraderie as well. That's certainly what I miss.
I literally thought I was just going to be officiating for 1 year. That was my goal. Referee for 1 year, and then get into coaching and stay involved in the game that way. The second I put on the stripes, fell in love with it. Absolutely loved every aspect of it. The demands, the challenges, trying to be the best out there every single game.
Officiating is something that has been a great outlet for me. Post-college and during college, I was able to make a little money on the side while getting to stay involved in the game in a different aspect than playing. And I think for girls our age or boys coming out of college, this is a perfect outlet to stay involved.
Officiating definitely translates to all aspects of my life. I've met great guys that I'm able to kind of emulate, and you gain a lot of information from those guys. And also the in-game stuff, you know, problem solving, being confident, communicating through a kind of stressful time are all things that you can translate to your daily life.
Being able to say, okay, well, I can take the opportunities and the lessons that I've learned on the lacrosse field, and I'm not scared of anything, and I'm not afraid to voice my own opinions, and really kind of stand up for myself in a way that's non-confrontational but still very authoritative, I think is a huge advantage as an official.
I think officiating has taught me that there's things that are bigger than yourself. And the best part about officiating, when you feel like you've done a good job and other people have said you've done a good job, is you only get involved when you have to. You're there to officiate the game, you're there to enforce the rules, interpret the rules, and the less visible you are, the better.
You know, even if we're not instructing the players, what we do and say out on the field is helping those players to develop and become better.
You really get to keep that connection with the sport. You get to make connections with the players, with the coaches, and with the fans. It makes it a lot of fun being able to be in the game and still be a part of the game by being an official.
Thanks, buddy. Good job.
Being like one of these first few younger officials, I think that we can definitely start a trend, and I think if there's anything I can say, or maybe just one little thing that can help more people get involved, I feel like I can definitely make an impact that way.
You feel the intensity of the game, you're a part of the game, and that gives you a chance to still, even though you're not playing, be a part of something special. I think, when you go through this and you start getting bigger playoff games and you're starting to do things, you're part of something.
So one of my favorite officiating moments was after a game, and a parent approached us and just congratulated us on doing a great job, and that they really appreciate our time. So that's always a positive thing when, regardless of win or lose, you have parents that can say, whether my child won or lost, we feel like you refereed a fair game.
Big games, the roar of the crowd, the anticipation, getting ready in the locker room, getting my things together at home, kind of thinking about what's going on. The feeling, there's a feeling there that I really enjoyed as a player, knowing a big game was coming. And officiating has done that for me again.
I think our players have such a love and passion for the game, and so once they graduate, for them to be able to move on and give back as an official, help to grow the game, help to influence young people, I think that's a wonderful thing for them to do as they go into their adult life.
As our sport grows, there is a lack of officials out there, and it just gives players at all levels more of an opportunity to play. And to play in an environment that is officiated by players that have played the game allows for those young players to play at their best.
The speed of our game has increased tremendously, and so I think it's really important that our officials hold themselves to that same level. And having younger officials come into the game, people who have played at that fast pace and can make decisions at that fast pace and be physically fit, will help our game continue to grow and continue to rise up.
The benefits really are just a deeper understanding of the sport, a whole nother side of it. For the most part, our student athletes are very smart individuals, and I think we all have a passion for learning, so you get to learn something completely different and new.
Officiating is your way to stay involved. It is incredible experience. You're running up the field with the girls. You feel like you are still a player. You get to meet an incredible community of other officials who have a good time, are there for the same reason you are, and you feel like you're on a team again.
You got to get into this. This is a great way to get out, get active, to give back to the sport that's given so much to you. You get to make great money, you get to meet really nice people, and have a good time.
It's definitely a cool unit to be a part of, and it's something that you can do for the rest of your life.
And we're back, coming out of halftime. Matt Holman alongside Mike Allen to my right, TVX Video to my left. We are going to go down live to Alex Siegel on the sideline with Coach Rapkin from GCU. Alex, take it away, sir.
Coach Rapkin, we were wondering if we could have a quick update on Cam and how the game plan has changed, if it has, going forward.
He's starting the second half. He's a trooper. He's going to be out there playing.
Very good. Thank you.
A Greg Popovich-esque.
That was very Pop-esque.
Yeah. Alex did what he could, and I appreciate that, Alex. Coach Rapkin's always about the one word. So, yeah.
One word.
What do you think, Coach?
I think, obviously, you see how important when Greenock is to their offense, and a lot of the things they were setting up for him to get free early in the half, and for him to get banged up and dinged up a little bit. With a guy like that, who's been such a driving force for their team, you'd like to see him get back out there in the second half, and you kind of wonder whether he can come back and be as effective, or if it's worthwhile to have him out there as in sort of a decoy role to keep Concordia focused on that end of the field.
So they can't just put the focus on Cody Clark and Cooper Snowbarger coming off of those big picks. So interesting to see how that plays out moving forward, and hopefully when Greniak's able to get back in and have an impact on the game.
All right, and the word Alex just gave me offline here is that he took a quick run there right at the end. So we snuck on. I think the action was down here on defense, and we didn't catch that. But
that's
in any regard, we'll see what happens. Thanks again to Harvard Small Business Finance for supporting us this weekend. We're coming up on that second half.
That's going to be a great sign for Grand Canyon if he's able to get back out on the field, and even as an emotional lift, in a game like this, to have him come back out there. So, very well played first half by Concordia, and both teams really, but Concordia's ability to get a couple big ground balls and lead a transition, I think, is the separation right now in a very well played 2-goal semifinal.
So here's your update before we get going, Coach Allen. So from the RMLC, complete recap of their semifinals. Utah 14-4 over Colorado State University. I guess it was 13-1 after 3. And then Colorado beating BYU in overtime, 12-11. Cal 13-7 over Sonoma State. And we're still waiting on the final Cal Poly. So the last two games of the MCLA are on right now. Cal Poly Santa Clara, and the one you're watching and enjoying with us. So, that's got another injury. Guys are starting to drop here.
Yeah, that is a tough one. That's Logan Perry for Concordia. Went for the tough ground ball and took a shot. It's just an awkward angle. I think maybe knocked the wind out of him, but he's
up and walking off quickly, so that's good. And the athletic trainer for Concordia will tend to him. Hopefully he'll be right back.
But, Grand Canyon will get the ball off the restart here. So with when Greniak gets right involved in the action there, throwing an on-ball pick for Snowbarger. Great double team by Concordia. That's Christensen, and I believe it was Reed on the double team, and just jumped all over that. It's great to see Concordia, as we talked about before, being aggressive, not shying away at all in this situation, and with some younger players out there, some freshmen mixed in, but also some guys that have the experience of the Division II title run last year, and these guys have stepped up, and semifinal game against Grand Canyon, just going toe-to-toe with them.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, toe-to-toe. Coach Brian Cooper, in his first year with Concordia Eagles, if you remember, Coach Ryan Brent took them to the championships, won that title, and then stepped aside for Coach Cooper to take over. So not only have they not really missed a beat, they've made kind of a splash. And so far, and I'm not writing this game off by any means, I know GCU's got a bunch in the bag still. But this is just good lacrosse here. And they're playing hard. I like the way this game's being officiated. They're calling the safety type stuff. They're letting them play hard, let it be decided on the field. So kudos to everybody here.
You see Woodard come out of that dodge with his head up. He's got great vision. He's a feeder. Comes off that roll, head up. The Springett draws the early slide, but now they're going to recover quick. It could have been an opportunity for a re-dodge there. Didn't take it. We've got the crease guy, Goodell, with a matched up on the short stick, and he's taking that, trying to take advantage. Grand Canyon's dropped a slider down. Now this defensive strategy is good, but can also create some openings up top, as we see with Woodard with a great handle.
Wow.
Unable to cash it in. Aho with a big blast from up top. That Grand Canyon just choosing to switch those picks there. Not worried about the matchup in that instance. And Goodell still has earned another short stick matchup.
I'd like to couple of shout-outs here, Coach, if I can, to Mr. Snowbarger for compliments to our team and TVX especially, so appreciate that. They do excellent work. You can hear that audio. That's why we're kind of remaining quiet, too, so you can enjoy that field audio and really get the live experience at home. That's what it's all about.
Oh, Rinaldi with the little pop behind the dodge there. Pretty rare for him to have that kind of open look just off an easy movement like that and just missed the cage wide.
These guys can shoot. They are accurate.
They are capitalizing on opportunities. That's a big shot. That's Andrew Bloom from up top. Aho drew the double.
And that's one of the other guys.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the other guys. If we have a
Bloom with a big
look at
big
that
goal
again.
here. So Aho with the dodge, and the slide's coming from behind him. So it's as he rolls back here, that slide's coming quick. He realizes it. Good communication by Concordia, and you see a little something fly off the goal there.
A zip tie.
Zip tie goes flying.
That's one of my pregame zip ties.
The way these guys are shooting, you better have some more zip ties in the bag.
I just said I have to go to Home Depot in the morning. But to that point, that slide, you saw two guys going. So there was the miscommunication. But to the credit of both teams, and I know it's a little late, so we might not have young players watching, but those of you who watch this replay, listen to the communication on defense from both of these teams. I mean, they are talking through everything. Everything.
So we got, Vicente gets his hands free again.
Jeez.
And you'll see again, Grand Canyon opting to leave 2/3 of the rope unit or the face-off unit out there and continue to play offense. Now Vicente's gonna sub off. But the long stick, Lamey's still in there on the crease. They'll just play around him. He's popping off a little bit. He's part of the offensive flow. Is when Greniak on the field lets one go.
And just as you said that, I got a message from Alex Siegel on the sideline, and he just heard that they rotated Greniak up to the top center to just be a pure shooter, off of other play, because Coach Ratkin said he cannot move that much.
And it's a testament to Wayne Greniak. He's still a valuable player, just a catch and shoot guy, even if he's not going to be involved in some of the dodging and pick game that they've used.
I'm not saying that as a bad thing. You saw he didn't get a lot of heat on that last shot, but he can finish. But that's the strategy they're going to employ if he's out there to keep him in a shooting position and allow the other guys to maybe create some uneven situations. So that's too bad, because we'd love to see the young man at full strength. Don't wish. Almost a miscommunication on that. Running out, but you never wish any player to get injured this time of year, and you'd love to see him kind of hopefully recover and be able to contribute in the fourth quarter here.
So right off the end line, they're throwing the big little pick there for Rinaldi. On that last play, he rolled back to his left and took the shot. He's primarily a righty, but he's definitely capable of shooting with his left hand, and big save there on the shot. And Lamey in the middle of the field. This can be dangerous as he pushes into the offensive end. I wouldn't be surprised if they leave him out there to try and catch some Concordia offensive middies on the field playing defense. Yeah. It's like Fisher's matched up on him. Fisher's mostly an offensive midfielder for Concordia, so they're just going to leave Lamey out there on the crease and possibly try to, now they're bringing him up top, so they're just going 5-on-5. This is Logan Phillips isolating behind on the short stick. Brandon Mayo, who's a converted attackman. So this is a good matchup for Grand Canyon here. Drawing the slide.
There he is.
There he is. Exactly. Wayne Greniak, 2 passes away.
Just draw slides and finish. You know?
And that play is good coaching all around. So Grand Canyon recognizes the matchup on the ball with Mayo. He's an offensive midfielder stuck out there, so they isolate him behind. Lamey's got an offensive midfielder, so he pulls him out top and just plays 5-on-5. And also the adjustment of using when Graniak is a catch-and-shoot guy, he's standing at 15 yards here. They hit the wing, one more. He steps in. Great shot opposite low. So even though he's not 100%, he is still 100% as a finisher. So
he's 100% accurate. The lower body's having a little issue, but he's got a bum wheel, but everything else is looking strong. So that is a face-off violation.
If we recall from the first half, Grand Canyon had 3.
Yep.
Concordia got the man up off of that. So that's 1 for the half.
Taking notes.
Mark it down. Aho again able to draw a slide. Bloom's taking some more offensive midi runs. He had that zip tie ripping goal a little bit ago, and nice feed and handle, but hook him up to the task in tight, and here comes Grand Canyon. Jordan Vicente with the wheels.
Oh, took the push.
Down low, pushing it back.
Yep.
Honestly, not a bad play for Concordia there to push him in the back.
Loose ball push. You got
better that than in the back of the net.
He pulled up a little bit, didn't run him over, so he draw the flag, and you just get settled defense now.
Get off the field.
Oh.
Reed with some pressure up top. Almost a little mishandle there by GCU, but they maintain possession. Pick down here for it's Logan Phillips and Connor Reed all over him. Phillips able to maintain possession up to Snowbarger. This is a tough matchup for anybody with him going downhill here.
Look at that. He just dropped his shoulder and moved him out of the way. Wow.
That's just Snowbarger saying, I'm 6'5", 205, and I'm right-handed, and here I go. So
we'll take a look at this replay, but that's in basketball they call walking a man down. He just jogged him right down.
Yeah, there's not much mystery to that. He, after Phillips regains the ball, just throws it to Snowbarger. He just sees open space and
clear the side for him. Just
leans
walks him right down. Look at that. 10 yards. He took him 10 yards down. Wow, beauty. Just like that, it's back to a one goal ball game. We're posing for photos over here. Hey, you got to give them what they want, Lewis. You got to give them what they want. Fans want a photo, they get a photo. So you got to. I'd love to see the two long sticks go one-on-one against each other. Which is not going to happen.
Yeah, those are two good ones too. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yep. He moved.
And the tough part about that too is that the matchup was actually a long stick, so there really was no advantage to picking for that sub game. It was better for Reed just to run off. And
I think he was just stopping with that pick and going to go up to the midline. He was in such a hurry that he moved early. So costly turnover for Concordia.
Especially with the momentum starting to shift here. An 8-5 lead is now turned into 8-7, and Grand Canyon starting to get a little bit of a flow here.
This and all of our games this weekend are brought to you by Harvest Small Business Finance. We appreciate their support this weekend.
Good handle there by Cruz to save that one. It was good pressure by the Concordia poles, and there it is. So as I said, Grand Canyon is very scripted in what they do. That's just pick down for Clark to come towards Wayne Graniak and try to draw the adjacent slide, and they got it that time. It's not that complicated a game sometimes. You just get your good guys in good positions and make plays.
Let them do their thing. There's a goal. Johnny Berry, Laguna Hills product, local product. Or excuse me, I'm sorry. Thank you, Mike. Kyle Cruz, my goodness. Well, you look at the wrong wrong roster.
He's a local guy too. That's Kyle Cruz from Grossmont down here in San Diego.
Yep. Little San Diego flavor. Take a look at the replay here. This GCU roster has a few San Diego guys. Jordan Vincente being one.
Cruz drives up and then splits back right-handed. And just before he loses angle, takes that shot and puts it low and away.
You saw that nice overhand stroke. When you're running with no angle, you have to come overhand. Otherwise, you're going to get that right to left, left to right movement, depending on which way you're shooting.
Very well-placed shot. Now we got a tie ball game, just under 5 in the third. Couldn't ask for much more than that.
We're not falling asleep.
No. SLC After Dark is in full effect right now.
This is legit, man. SLC. We're going to have the hashtag SLC After Dark. Jack Coyne. Jack Coyne.
Aho again, been a big initiator for Concordia tonight. Tries to run through the slide. Vicente all over his back here.
Yeah. He's going to get a push call. Second and third push, I think you have to call.
Yeah, the first one he might have gotten away with is Aho was just sort of losing his balance, but the follow through, he sort of put him down.
Yep. So we'll re-verify that penalty with our field sound real quick. But we are almost positive it is a 30-second push. "30-second push on Mr. Vincente. So we'll get a look at Concordia's man up again.
If my scout serves correctly, watch for Mayo popping off the crease here to the left-hand shooting wing.
All right. You really did just put yourself out there.
They're shutting off, though, so this could change the they shut Woodard for a second there, changed things up, got them out of their rhythm. That's a smart play by Grand Canyon. They did that before with a little bit of pressure to get them out of their play, and now Concordia's gone to sort of a 1-4.
It's kind of an amoeba.
It's a bit amoebic. There he is anyway. Jesus. He can do that pretty well.
I mean,
Brandon Mayo.
That's all stick getting the angle of the shot for you, and then a lot of heat because he had his footwork. Let's look at this replay if we can. It looked like he shot that. If the goal's on the 10-yard line, I think he shot that from like the 11 with a weird angle on the wing.
Yeah, he's done that a few times in his career. So, as I mentioned, Grand Canyon did a little bit of a shutoff, kind of blew up the initial play, but just off a movement, Mayo.
He's about 3 yards high.
Down low.
Yep.
With the heater.
So 9-8 Concordia. 3:24 in the third. I don't know about you, Coach, but this game, I don't know if I'll be able to sleep after this. It's exciting stuff. Remember to tune in tomorrow when we have our 2 Division II semifinal games. Noon and 2:30 approximate start time on that second one. Again, all presented by Harvest Small Business Finance. You want to send us a tweet at SLC Lacrosse. Let us know where you're watching from. Try to give you a shout out when we have time.
We'll spring it off the pipe there. A little bit of pick and slip with Rinaldi, and didn't have a ton of angle and just quite couldn't finish. This one might be saved here by Woodard. He's under pressure. Good feed, Springer can't handle. Ball's loose again. These teams are really battling each other right now. Goodell is open. Oh! Just missed it. It's going to stay Concordia ball. Rinaldi, the ability to get that quick shot off the dodge. Question coming in from MCLA Tournament 18 on the Twitter. Which one of these teams will cause more problems for Chapman and why? It's a two-part question. Oh, with the hashtag also, I should say, SLC After Dark.
There it is.
The shout
there
out.
It is.
Soon enough, that'll be trending. Let's work on that. Fans of the stream. So, there's Mayo. I'll hold off on answering the question for a moment so we can just appreciate the lefty rip here. Brandon Mayo. Shoot or shoot, right? So
shoot or shoot.
He just stepped out. He's got the pole on him here, and as the ball cycles around and it goes through, Woodard positions himself behind the goal. That's their feeder. From his knees, basically, finding the shooter, Mayo. Lamy just giving him a bit too much cushion there, and he steps in and lets it rip. So that's a tough one to handle there. Mayo with the last, I believe that's the last two goals for Concordia.
So the question,
I was delaying that. I'm trying to think about this. You know, honestly, this is going to be a cop-out. But I think either of these teams could give Chapman a good game for the reason that they're both very balanced. You know, you see the face-off ability, the other Dodgers stepping up. I think, you know, maybe I'm going to go with Concordia because of their close defense.
Okay.
Maybe being a slightly better matchup for Chapman's attack, but that's on the outside. That would have been highlight reel for Rinaldi there.
I mean, I got to sit in that. It was a rainy, damp Saturday afternoon up at Concordia when they played Chapman, and it was just like watching this game. You just had to watch.
Right. Yeah.
So,
I mean, I guess for that reason,
it's hard. You know,
Concordia has shown their ability to kind of read with the takeaway. I think this is. You know, Chapman's already seen Concordia. There's numbers here.
He still got him to.
Oh my God! He got that one there. He reached back and got the twister. There it was. Wow. Goodell, low angle, right-handed.
I thought there's no way he's getting that in. We have to see that again, Lewis. We may be submitting that one. I don't know.
This is good recognition. So starts with the turnover from Reed at the other end and a great back check on Snowbarger. Rinaldi recognizes the numbers. It looks for a second like it's going to close out, and then Goodell reaches across his body with the twister. He's able to squeeze that home.
Dare I say, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. That was incredible.
I would hold off on the SC Top 10 hashtag just yet because this game feels like it might have more of those to come. So 26 seconds left. 3-goal lead for Concordia. I think if this is the first time you're seeing Concordia, and as I was saying, Chapman's already seen them, played them to a 1-goal game early in the season, so I think we have the evidence that they would give Chapman a good game,
right?
Based on previous results. And Grand Canyon, obviously, with their matchup and familiarity with Chapman, would give them a great game as well. But if you haven't seen Concordia yet, this is a good team playing a very good game. Grand Canyon with the offsides. We're under 1 second, though, so all Concordia can do is send this. Although before the buzzer, it will be a live ball, so stranger things have happened. Schweikert's going to let it not go. No.
Let it not go.
You got to let that rip. Goalie goal opportunity. If it's gone before the buzzer, it's good to go. But anyway, 3-goal lead for Concordia going into the fourth.
Oh, I think he didn't know. He didn't know. He just looked at the ref. The ref said, "What?" He goes, "Oh, I thought I had 7 seconds." So we'll step away, catch our breath. What an exciting action here in the SLC semifinal matchup between Concordia and GCU. Thanks to Harvest Small Business Finance. I am tongue-tied, and I'm going to take a break.
I'm Eric Law. I went to the University of Denver and I played professional lacrosse for the Denver Outlaws. These gloves are the Command Pro 2s. I really like them. They're extremely comfortable when you put them on. They almost feel like you don't have anything on. I really love the low profile cuff that we have here and kind of the floating one they have for some extra protection. Great flexibility and breathability at the top of the glove. And then the palms, it's just so smooth. Once you put it on the stick, it feels like it's just your natural hand right on the stick.
All right, we're fueled up. We're ready to go. If I could get Alex. Alex, you there? What do you got for me, Alex?
First of all, in the Grand Canyon huddle, offensively, Coach Rapkin is telling them that it's not going to happen on the first dodge. They got to dodge, draw that slide, move it to the backside, and score off that second dodge. Defensively, Concordia's coach is kind of perplexed. Their defense is sliding off of guys they haven't been all year, and they're leaving men open that he hasn't seen them play like this all year. On the Concordia sideline, it's just straight energy. That 3-goal run at the end of the quarter really has them fired up, and the message is finish. Back to you.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. And we're corrected. GCU actually has 2 face-off violations in this half, so the next one will be a penalty. Last score coming in from the WCLL friends up north. Cal Poly 10-4 over Santa Clara. So they'll be taking on Cal in their WCLL final.
Lamy.
There it is. I was about to say this could be a momentum shot. You know, anytime a pole gets a goal. 11-9 ball game now. Take a look at this. Give Lamy his props because long pole goals, and he gets a lot of them, but still, it's still a momentum shift for your team. It's always hypes up your guys. I like the way he just stopped right there.
Hit the brakes, let him fly right by.
Oh, wow.
Set him up. When he's in space like that,
he's an athlete.
His stride, I mean, he's got like 5-yard-long strides. So
right.
he covers ground and got to the middle of the field, and I think he was looking to shoot there, set himself up. That's a great ground ball by Smith. He's played quite well on the face-off. He's getting some pressure there.
Oh, that could have been a push. Yeah, it's a push. They got the play on. Yep. Yeah.
That's the right call.
Yeah, it was. He pushed him after. It's good call.
So we're seeing Mayo come out of the box again here. He had 2 of those 2 of the goals in the run that Concordia made towards the end of the quarter there. You can see his speed off the roll there. That's a pretty tough big little matchup to throw Mayo and Rinaldi back there. It looks like they just recognize it. Maybe they're going to work together now. Or just let Mayo go.
Oh, he hit the pipe or the shoulder. That's trouble. They're going to recover, though. Good job by GCU recovering.
Concordia has been very opportunistic in their pressure, both with on the defensive end with double teams and jumping some of those picks and creating some turnovers, and offensively as well. That was a nice ride to get the ball back, just putting pressure on the goalie and forcing the errant pass.
Look at this. Look at this hustle by both teams. As DJ Hazel comes up with that ground ball smartly. He's going to need to get that right back.
Yeah.
Look at that, off his back foot. It's a nice, oh man.
He can go, actually. Rinaldi can go. There's 3 back, but he doesn't recognize it. Vicente gets possession here.
I don't think he could have hurt his teammate anyway if he was yelling to him to go. Oh, pretty loud here.
Here in the Grand Canyon sideline. Oh my gosh. That's Jake Pence with the D-twig takeaway, and Concordia's pushing it. They're feeling it right now. The energy's great. They're pressing out. The poles are creating turnovers, and they need to convert at the other end here, but so far they're long poles for Concordia. They've done the job tonight.
Can I just say this is fun?
I'm enjoying myself.
I mean, this is fun.
It's SLC after dark, so
it's SLC.
We bring the fun.
Oh man. I don't know if I gave a shout out to Shane Goodell up there watching. Got a flag here. Multiple flags. We're going to make sure the officials get together and let us know. We'll wait for that call. So Shane's watching from Vegas. Appreciates the stream. Thank you, Shane. Let us know where you're watching from. We're going to listen in on this penalty report first.
Full time. White 3-2, illegal body check. 1 minute full.
So mark that down. They'll be down till the 12:43 mark. GCU will be. And when they call a full time serve, that's usually because it's above the shoulders. So that's immediate. It's immediate full time, and it could be a 1 to 2 minute penalty. That's the case there. That's why you heard that full time. Those of you wondering. So we'll see if GCU has kind of picked up on the scheme here for Concordia.
Going to watch for a little overlap double cut here for Concordia. Oh, they almost hit the crease guy there. Not that I've seen that on film before. Oh, mishandle here. This is coming back, and they're still man up. Unless they have something here, it'd be wise to pull up, settle up, get organized.
Should be releasing right about now. Yeah, they just released it. And there's a goal. Tanner Jones
out of Foothill High School.
Take a look at that replay.
And he plays the inside roll on their man up.
Snuck down to that near pipe. Stepped down to the pipe with the ball behind.
Just kind of.
Oh, the defender just ran away.
Laying in wait there. Yeah, he just found space.
You know, that was the even call. The other defender came in and yelled even, so he went out of his zone back to a man and just, you know, he picked the guy in front of the crease, but he, you know.
That can get you. It's funny, just as you're going even is almost more vulnerable than the man down, just because you're changing your mindset, and all of a sudden.
The mindset snaps from man down zones and things to, okay, now I got to go back to my scout number. You know, I got to go back to this guy. I'm assigned to so-and-so, you know. So.
And it's essentially a recovery. You're trying to scramble to match back up, so, you know, on offense, you always talk about dodge the recovery or attack the recovery. And so it's still an advantage for the offense there when they're just transitioning to even.
Look at this ball. Look at this ball. The wherewithal to just spin around and throw it across field to your teammate.
If you got Lamy out there, just run that down. Just put it anywhere in space. And Grand Canyon's starting to have some unforced errors here at this point in the game.
Getting a little slippery.
10 minutes left.
Wow. There's just a lot of ball game left, and you can really feel it. I don't know. You might not feel it at home, but sitting here, you can just feel it. There's just a lot of game left, and something's going to happen for one of these teams.
Both these teams are capable of runs. We saw Concordia make a nice run in the third quarter. And you get the feeling that all Grand Canyon has to do is clean up some of the
mishandles.
Some of the clearing stuff, some handling under pressure, and that offense. I don't want to see that offense in the fourth quarter too much with possessions and opportunities. Ooh, heat check.
Oh, man. And just as we said that, and you know, we are here in a little bit of a Ridge Valley type situation where we're up, but there's a little hillside bias, and the ocean air does come in at this time. You're on artificial turf. You see a few guys slipping. I honestly thought we'd be almost done playing by now, so I think the neighbors thought that too. But I think that's kind of coming out on the turf, a little moisture on the turf now. Both teams are slipping.
All right, Grand Canyon's dropping to do a little bit of an invert zone here, so the slide's prepared, but they lose the crease. Hookham with a great job of getting down low on that one. Goodell caught it. It's kind of on his back foot there, so he drops his stick low and keeps it low to low. And the goalie read it well, got down on it. Big save coming back for Grand Canyon. They need an organized, effective possession here.
Yeah.
I know Coach Rapkin's probably looking to set something up, get their best look here.
You think you might go press it a little bit, and if he doesn't see what he likes, take that timeout, get him set up for a little run here.
Fourth quarter timeouts with about 8 minutes left. Tight game. He may be thinking about holding on to it, unless they're about to lose the ball and he's going to conserve a possession. I think sort of let this play out.
Okay.
You love to have those timeouts in your pocket for the last 2-3 minutes of the game if it's going to be a 1 or 2 goal game, just to set up certain situational plays and whatnot.
Sure.
It's 22, Spencer Tate. Just a strong left-handed dodge shooting up the hash there. We're seeing a little double invert here from Grand Canyon. They've got kind of a wide 2-2-2 above the goal. Lots of movement. Good trail check by Pence. Oh, Concordia ball. That's another cause turnover for the long calls from Concordia. Grand Canyon wanted to push on that as it was going out of bounds. The ref's point for green ball, so here we go.
course, we don't mind if you cheer for your teams, but we do ask you to calm down a little bit. There are friends and family watching here. We'd like to enjoy the game. Thank you very much. And if you don't like that, you can leave.
Got Aho setting up the sweep here. Quick slide. Rinaldi taking it behind to operate. Oh, wow.
Can I look at that again, Lewis? Sweet Lou, can I see that again? Thank you. TVX video.
So this might be my Sports Center nominee right here. So
silky smooth.
Rinaldi drives left, reaches low. Just the wrist strength to pop that thing back up top, draw the goalie low with the low hands and put it up on the top shelf. That is a thing of beauty there.
That's a kind 5'8", 155 young man at Aliso Nigel High School, just up the road here, about 45 minutes. No doubt he's got a good grouping of friends and family here to watch.
Talking to Coach Cooper last weekend, he compared Rinaldi to Joey Sankey, a former North Carolina player who's playing in the MLL right now. And you can see that his size is actually an advantage. Oh, nice backhand feed there by Reed, doesn't connect. As it starts going the other way, there's
Mason
almost
Roth?
numbers there for a moment.
Sorry, DJ Hazel. Jesus. Coach, I'm glad you mentioned size right there briefly. So many young players don't realize there is an advantage to every size in this game. I love this game. One of the aspects I love about it is it doesn't matter what size you are, you can use it to your advantage.
When Grenier, that's going to be green ball.
Yeah, that's going to be green.
When Grenick's having a hard time moving, and to go over his head there just lets him get to his left hand. Fortunately for Concordia, he shot that wide, and even more fortunately, there was no backup. So Concordia gets the ball back under 5 minutes now with a 4-goal lead. I can't imagine them taking their foot off the gas because of the way they played tonight has been so up-tempo and aggressive that I think stick with what's been working for you. I think it would be a disadvantage to try to slow up or play any differently. So
no, I think if they took their foot off the gas, Concordia or Grand Canyon would jump all over that. Four goals with this much time is nothing in the pace of this game. But just as we say that, it quiets down and they start they hold the ball.
Yeah, I've been impressed tonight by Concordia being able to make Grand. Oh, there's an interception there. Just a little bit of a nonchalant pass, and Grand Canyon's trying to push some tempo here. It can be dangerous in these situations here, even though they're even. I think one of the questions coming into the game, as I was saying, was, can Concordia win some matchups, besides Rinaldi, besides some of the other guys, and I think they have.
Yeah, they really have. I'd like to your point of those that may not have seen Concordia play this year, we only had them on the stream once, just due to scheduling. What I like to say is they're really passing the eye test right now, so not to get ahead of ourselves here, but you've got to be thinking, they got him in the head. You got to be thinking of the national championship picture, the seeding right now, and what it's going to be a cross check on 7. Logan Perry, the penalty from Concordia with a cross check, 1 minute. So you've got to be looking at this like, how does this? It really does aid Concordia the seeding too, just no matter what happens on Sunday.
Right. Because of the rankings, and of course the selection committee is different from the poll, and I get that, and everybody likes to complain about the coaches poll. I'm one of the voters, and I will defend the poll. But both of these teams, Concordia is ranked 9th, and Grand Canyon is ranked 7th. So this was a top 10 matchup either way.
Right.
And it's a good throwback here. Wayne Graniak left hand, good skip.
Oh, see it in.
That's a big play there to get the potential penalty kill here without a shot, but they lose possession and make it a little interesting.
Gonna have to get that up now.
But yeah, I think speaking with Coach Cooper, they're going to pressure this here, possibly.
Watch out! Oh, Jesus!
That's Snowbarger too. That is
sorry.
Not,
I just saw that coming. I'm like, oh no!
If you're going to not see someone coming, and
he just
don't let
ran
it be the
him over from the
6'5"
back.
guy. Yeah. Oh, he's calling loose.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Oh wow. Yeah. I thought he was going to get a flag too.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of, I think if you ask either one of these teams, the most important thing this weekend is an SLC championship. But
yeah.
In terms of the bigger picture, the other stuff.
That's good effort. Good effort.
This is a quick restart. There's a 4-on-3 right here.
It'd be wise to just hope. Well,
No.
maybe not. Maybe not. I don't even know why. I don't even know. I'm putting my headset down. I'm done. The last minute, 126. We'll just let you folks watch because I do not know why I even said that. Maybe I said maybe he'll slow. No.
I mean, you could have slowed it down, but
take some time off or something.
But now the lead is 5.
You can see from the replay, just from the midline pickup.
The restart.
Restart.
That's a dangerous restart. Good awareness by Reed there to push, and Woodard, the feeder,
you see,
puts one in the back of the net.
You see, the pole baited me by taking that little. He slowed down.
That's another step.
Yeah.
I think it got the defense thinking too.
Baited me.
The bigger picture, I think both of these teams would have been in contention for at-large bids either way. Now, assuming this result holds, Concordia is still in play for an AQ, but I think with the strength of the conference and the schedules that these teams play, I think either way
GCU would be in line for an AQ.
Yeah, I think it's tough. That's a nice save there to drop down low. That one almost squeaked through. And Graniak in the tough ground, but do not go over his head. That's why.
There it is. Hobbled on one leg.
Yeah,
he's over his head and he's gone.
He's battling through that. Sorry, that was the coach in me coming out there. He's out in space. He's struggling to move, and you give him the window there, and all of a sudden it's still 4 goals, but there's a minute left, and we're talking about Grand Canyon. This team can put up some quick goals. So
there's your over the head, and boom.
It's a good teaching moment, though,
Yeah.
It's a teachable moment. Don't do that. Battling here for the draw. McLafferty's able to pull it back to Lamy on the wing. And they're going to have to push to the goal here. They can't be too. There we go. Good cause turnover there. Good opportunistic play by Concordia. That's Justin Vasu has had a good game at short stick deep midi tonight. A little high step coming to the midfield line. And it looks like with under 30 left, the Concordia is going to win the battle of defending national champs. And a very well played game by the Eagles and Coach Cooper. And just very opportunistic, very aggressive at the right spots, and some excellent shooting as well. So all around a great game played by Concordia.
That's going to do it.
Ball game.
Concordia is going to be on its way to its first ever SLC Division I championship. So that'll set the tone or set the table for Sunday. Concordia with the 14-10 victory over GCU. Woo! I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot to take in.
I think that third quarter run with a couple of those goals from Brandon Mayo and then the twister from Sean Goodell, that was really the cushion that Concordia needed. And then they stayed true to their game. They put pressure on and caused some turnovers and earned the ball back a bunch of times, and that really was the ball game. They closed it out well.
All right, so on behalf of Mike Allen, I appreciate it, Coach. I wish you could be here on Sunday, but I do understand the family. 2 young ones at home, 4.5-hour drive, if you're lucky.
If we're lucky, yeah.
If you're lucky. So I appreciate you being here. On behalf of TVX Video, Mike Allen, all our volunteers from San Diego State, men's and women's programs, the fans, I'm Matt Holman signing off from the SLC After Dark. We will see you tomorrow. High noon showdown, San Marcos taking on NAU, and then UCSD Fullerton at 2:30 approximately after that game. Appreciate the support. Tune in tomorrow. We'll see you then.
I'm Eric Law. I went to the University of Denver and I played professional lacrosse for the Denver Outlaws. These gloves are the Command Pro 2s. I really like them. They're extremely comfortable when you put them on. They almost feel like you don't have anything on. I really love the low profile cuff that we have here and kind of the floating one that they have for some extra protection. Great flexibility and breathability at the top of the glove. And then the palms, it's just so smooth. Once you put it on the stick, it feels like it's just your natural hand right on the stick.